Hello and welcome inside our Oklahoma studio for another edition of Thunder Insider presented by Integris Health. I'm Kelly Crawl, your host, and flying solo on the set as the rest of the Thunder broadcasters are joining us from the road this week. As we break into the month of January, the Thunder continues to look for consistency in all aspects of their game. One guy who doesn't get a lot of mention but could be considered Mr. Consistent is Nenad Krstić, a starter in every game he has appeared in this season, and while he doesn't lead the team in any statistical category, he regularly influences the game and, maybe more importantly, his teammates.
Durant being bodied up, but Krstić finds himself wide open on the baseline.
I don't judge what the stat sheet says. I judge how he plays and how the guys play with him.
Westbrook off the crossover, takes it right of the lane, stutter steps, kicks to Krstić. Open at the foul line, pump fakes, leaps and leans, and rips the cords on a 13-footer.
Very level-headed. There's not a lot of lows and a lot of highs. It's Nenad. He's very consistent. He knows how to play. He can score. He can shoot the ball. He can score down low at the block. Sets great screens. He's a smart defender.
Outlaw attacking, and that's a charge. Krstić drawing the offensive foul.
He's a calming influence on our guys. He knows how to play. He's been in some hostile environments in Europe and in the big games they played over the summer. Nothing really bothers him, and it's good for our guys.
Nenad has been bothered some this season by a nagging back injury, but when he is on the floor, he brings an inside-out game that the Thunder loves to utilize. We now welcome in Brian Davis and Grant Long for more on Nenad and his presence on the court.
When Nenad Krstić and the Thunder are at their best, both for Nenad individually, Kelly, and the Thunder working with their big man, it's a wonderful sight. I mean, let's go back to Christmas night and Krstić's third quarter against the Denver Nuggets when he was 5 out of 6 and really helped the Thunder put itself in position to lock that game down early in the second half. And Grant, he's had some problems with the back injury recently, and during that stretch, the Thunder's missed him.
Well, I think they have. Nenad does a terrific job with his outside shooting. He has the ability to spread the floor. The defense has to cover yet another outside shooter when he's knocking down that perimeter jumper. But I also like over the last 10 or 15 games the physical presence that Nenad has been able to apply in that low post area, both offensively and defensively.
And on one of the youngest teams in the NBA, it's nice to have that veteran presence. Can't say enough about that. Now let's spend a moment talking about Russell Westbrook, who every time you think he's exhausted the range of his ability to improve, he proves you wrong.
It starts with Westbrook's ability to put so much pressure on your team.
And this kid is fearless going to the basket.
Westbrook down the lane, and look at that hammer. He is so explosive.
Oh, Westbrook, high flyer.
Going into my third year, I'm just learning the ropes and still trying to get better each and every game.
Farmar driving, Harden. Oh, Russ with the steal.
I just try to do, whatever it is, my team needs me to do to, help us win games.
Russ elevates, gets the rebound, puts it back. Westbrook with his 15th rebound.
Definitely has one of the best first steps in the game.
Westbrook so strong and quick.
Once he takes off, it's kind of hard to get back in front of him, and he's going full force to the rim.
Westbrook, hello!
He's explosive. He gets the job done. He's just fast.
Outstanding athlete and can finish at the rim.
Playing with him has been tremendous. He can get to the basket, create openings.
Russell spins away from Bibby into the front court. Jump stops, feeds backdoor to Durant for the driving backdoor layup.
Watching him, he's so explosive. He plays the passing lane so well. It's hard to judge his speed because he's so fast.
It's stolen by Westbrook. And Westbrook with the first points of the night. He's top 10 NBA in steals so far this season.
Energy, 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 and energy. That's all we need.
Once he's in his mode, it's tough to stop him. It's a joy. It's like sitting down on the couch and watching a highlight reel. It just, brings a smile to my face. So I'm happy he's on our team.
Just that quick.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook does things that I could have never done, if I had athletic ability times 10.
Tip no good. Westbrook out at the foul.
You gotta be kidding me.
I'm just trying to bring, toughness and trying to continue to work.
Little gift and a lob to the rim from Westbrook.
Toughness, you bet. The look of a leader.
Well, the terrific thing about having Russell Westbrook and the lineup, the speed and quickness of Russell Westbrook has been so impressive. And it's one thing to have speed and quickness, but it's another thing to know when to use it. And you see Russell most of the time in transition where he has that burst of energy right to the free throw line, or even in the half court in a screen and roll situation, he's able to burst to that free throw line, have the defense retreat, and then he's able to elevate at the free throw line and knock down that jump shot. That's been something special to watch.
Grant, we've talked during our game broadcasts. It just boggles my mind sometimes to get my mind around the fact that he can go so fast and yet still be under control. And now for the guys around him, though, it's gotten to the point where if they don't pay attention, they can't take their eyes off him because he's bound to hit him in the head.
Well, then we talk about that terrific balance again, because he's looking for his offense a little bit more, but yet he's not got away from passing the ball and setting up teammates. So you're always, as a player on his team, aware of the fact that he's going to hit you in the back of the head. You always have to have your eyes on him and the basketball, because if you're open, he's going to hit you.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
Why is defense so important?
Because I think that's what wins games. Matter of fact, I know that's what wins games on every level.
And later.
It looks like you have a fine seasoned professional here as a nurse, but you know that Rumble is available for help.
Well, I've looked at Rumble's hands, and I'm not quite so confident in his ability as I am this fine young lady here.
Welcome back, everyone. Serge Ibaka is headed to All-Star Weekend as the young center will round out the field of four participating in the Sprite Slam Dunk Contest. Serge will be featured in an online video series giving you an inside look at his preparations for the contest with his chosen dunk coach, none other than Kevin Durant. Not a bad guy to be getting your tips from, and of course the dunk competition will be held Saturday, February 19th in Los Angeles. Well, after playing 11 seasons in the NBA, Scott Brooks picked up the clipboard and began his coaching career. After 4 years in the assistant ranks, he took over as head coach of the Thunder, instilling fundamentals along with personal values. Coach Brooks is continually working to get the most out of his team, and our Matt Pinto sat down with the head coach.
Given what your experience has been to this point, describe for us what a Thunder player is.
Team first mentality, defensive toughness, wants to get better every day, coachable, a great teammate.
What, in your point of view, what is team?
Sacrificing. You have to be able to sacrifice from the best player to the guy that doesn't play much. You know, we have a team that has to sacrifice. Kevin has to sacrifice. Guys that are coming off the bench have to sacrifice. But in order to be a team, it takes all of them to really challenge and push each other to get better. And that's what we're building here, a team that pushes every day in practice.
What makes Oklahoma City special?
The support, the support that we have. I always look back the first year. They supported us. That's a special group of fans that they understood that we were trying and giving everything we had on the court. It just, unfortunately, we weren't winning a lot of the close games. But they stuck with us, and I think our players appreciate that, and the fans, along with our players, had a great opportunity the last couple of years to watch this team grow and get better.
Where did you look for your players to improve this offseason? And for you, were there any specific things you did to sort of sharpen your skills as a head coach?
Well, I think we all have to get better. It would be hypocritical if I tell the players, leave for 4 or 5 months, come back and not expect that, or come back a better player and not expect that out of myself. I felt that I've improved. I've met with coaches, I've met with different leaders in different businesses on how they lead and how they improve their teams or their business. And I like the fact that we have a group that's coachable. It's one of the things that you could be a head coach, and if you got guys that don't want to get better, you're in trouble. No matter what you say to them, they don't want to listen. But we got guys that are great listeners, that are great workers, and they want to get better. We have to get better on executing. We have to get better on the defensive end, and we made big strides from 2 years ago to last season. That needs to continue to be the focus of our team.
Why is defense so important?
Because I think that's what wins games. As a matter of fact, I know that's what wins games on every level. Usually the best defensive team wins. You have to be able to score the ball, and we have enough scorers on our team And if we just continue to have good spacing and share the basketball, we're going to get some points on the board. But we have to be able to stop teams from scoring. That fourth quarter defense has to be locked down, and that's something that we built together as a team last season, and we have to get better at this season.
It appears as though your depth has substantially expanded. How do you view that from a coaching standpoint?
It's good. It's good knowing that as a starter on this team that you have to bring it. You have to bring it in practice, and you have to give every effort, and it has to be maximum effort during games. Because if you don't, we have guys that are just waiting for that opportunity, and that's what makes teams move forward. And we want to be a team that's continued to moving forward as an organization. And I feel, and Sam has brought some great pieces to our team, and now we just have to keep working them, keep developing them, and improving their games individually and as a team.
Great stuff from Coach there. Thanks a lot, Matt. And it sounds like these Thunder players are certainly fitting the mold that Scott Brooks is looking for. With more, we now turn back to Brian Davis.
And we're going to take a couple of minutes to build on that with the Thunder's beat writer, Chris Silva, from our website, thunder.nba.com. Chris, since the middle of December, the Thunder has been playing basically 500 ball, and compared to the rest of the season, that's a bit of a rough patch. But if you're looking for any kind of variation in the way Scott Brooks approaches his job in this team, you're going to be disappointed. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I guess people need to keep in mind it's an 82-game season, and over the course of a long season, these lulls are bound to happen. They're inevitable. Players know them, coaches know it, and as Scott Brooks told us just recently, he's like, I can't steer from the path that I've set out. He's like, we have to remain consistent. Whether they're winning or they're losing, they're going to come back the next day. Practice is going to be the same. He's not going to go any harder or any softer on them, really. So, if once you start to switch things up, that's where you can run into some problems.
Thanks a lot, Brian and Chris. A brand new tradition rang in the new year for the Thunder as Rumble, members of the Thunder family, and Integris Health welcomed in the first babies of 2011 with a full-blown Thunder Newborns Ensemble. That's right, decked out in their Thunder booties and bibs and wrapped up in a Thunder blankie. These little ones are Thunder fans from day one.
I think they're going up.
Okay. In the first couple days of the new year, we brought, courtesy of Rumble, brought these newborn kits to the newborn babies, and families were very excited.
It's our first child, and it's a wonderful experience.
We think that all Thunder fans are great, even if they're a couple hours old.
It's awesome. Little hats.
Now, some of the moms were less than thrilled to be on camera right away after giving birth, but for the most part, no, they were thrilled. They were very excited to have Rumble visit, to hand off these baby kits, and I think it's just a great way to show these babies how much we appreciate them and their families.
Congratulations. Thank you.
How adorable. The Thunder will continue to provide a newborn kit to every baby delivered at Integris Baptist Medical Center for the entire year, and that's an estimated 2,600 kits.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
I was so happy when I walked in. I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh. He's not a really good bowler the first round, but he's getting good. I will remember this for the rest of my life.
Cole Aldrich is in his second stint of the season with the Tulsa 66ers and getting some quality minutes as of late. Cole is averaging nearly 8 points and over 8 rebounds a game in 30 minutes of action as he continues his development. And between games, practices, and community events, the Tulsa 66ers, just like the Thunder, have very little downtime. But when they do have a few spare minutes, here is how they like to spend their time.
Relax. I play Junior Pac-Man a lot. Yeah, that's one of my favorite games. So if I'm not doing that, I'm probably asleep.
Playing Xbox, probably PlayStation, and sleeping.
Sleep. So that's always fun to go to sleep. Eat, sleep. I pretty much basketball. So.
Get as much rest as I can. Talk to my family on the phone while I'm away from them, and also my daughter.
Chill. Play video games, football, Madden. I'm a big Madden fan.
Sitting back, playing games, video games, Xbox 360.
What are you playing?
Call of Duty right now, Black Ops. Yeah.
I'm glued to the video games. I travel with my Xbox and PlayStation.
Well, play with my kids. That's all day, every day. And
like watch movies and just relax.
My free time, I usually, maybe in the summer, like my free time, I like to work on cars and stuff like that. Like work on my hands, stuff like that.
Another hobby some of the Thunder players enjoy if they have a day off is going bowling, and recently the entire team and coaching staff got to share the lanes with a special group of children from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Bowling side by side, the day offered up lots of strikes, high fives, and all kinds of memories.
Make-A-Wish is a foundation that helps kids with life-threatening illnesses to enrich their life experience with hope, strength, and joy. Thunder have volunteered the players and the coaches' time to come out here and share it with some Wish kids.
We're bowling with the Thunder guys.
It's a blast. You know, they do so much for us and give us inspiration. You know, it's the only thing we can do to give them back is come out and bowl and do all the fun things like that with them. Don't get that on camera!
A lot of them, you know, look up to a lot of us guys as role models and, you know, wish and hope for a day like this and for it to come true and for us to be out here bowling with them. I mean, it's a dream come true for them.
You know, a lot of their life is spent getting needle pricked and time in the hospital and time at home being sick. So just being able to get out of the house and share some experience with guys like this is you know, unmeasurable.
Puts a smile on their face, and that makes a difference in so many kids, especially kids that are still battling with such illnesses. Something like this keeps them going to keep pushing and continue to recover or be strong from whatever they're struggling with.
I was so happy when I walked in. I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Today I rode with Royal and Byron, and Royal, he's so fun to be around, and Byron, he's not a really good bowler the first round, but he's getting good.
It's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity. They're going to cherish this for the rest of their lives, as well as I am, just seeing their faces, you know, glow and just being able to have this experience today. It's going to be awesome. They'll never forget it, and neither will I.
Yeah, I will remember this for the rest of my life. This is probably one of the most best days I've had in a long time.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
You know, they told me that I needed to come over here and meet you because you're really special. But I got to break the news to you. You're just not my type. All right.
Welcome back. Be sure to customize your Thunder experience with a 6-game ticket package. Pick the games that best fit you. Club level and Loud City tickets are available. Call a personal account rep at 405-208-HOOP or visit thunder.nba.com and pick 6. Don't forget to take part in our Watch and Win contest for a chance to win a trip to Orlando or get tickets to an upcoming home game. Go to thunder.nba.com and enter the code 7896 or text the code to 68278 for your chance to win. With the closing of 2010 came a record-breaking holiday blood drive for the Oklahoma Blood Institute and the Thunder, who teamed up for donations. In this week's Stealin' the Mic, Steely and Rumble made sure to entertain while doing their part.
Wow, free Thunder tickets. That's awesome. What do I have to do?
Just come on in and donate blood, please.
I can do that. This gentleman, David, he had an A+ right here on his lapel, so we figured he was an A+ interview. Obviously, you're bringing Rumble out here, and this bison is coming through for you for the blood drive, right?
This bison is coming through. I don't know if Rumble T. Bison's blood will actually match up with what they need, but he's willing to give no matter what.
You're gonna have to hold my hand, Rumble, that's the key. It looks like you have a fine seasoned professional here as a nurse, but you know that Rumble is available for help.
Well, I've looked at Rumble's hands, and I'm not quite so confident in his ability as I am this fine young lady here.
Oh my goodness, Rumble, very nice. Wrap it around, yeah, there you go. That feels good, actually, very good. Hey, can you get a Thunder girl to assist also? Is that possible? You guys do me a favor?
Sure.
Can you play Hot Blooded for me? You know, they told me that I needed to come over here and meet you because you're really special. But I got to break the news to you. You're just not my type. All right. Yeah, what is that? Uh-oh. This feels kind of creepy. I think I've got a mad bison on my hands here. Rumble, will you hold my hand while I'm giving this? He's still refusing to do that. Oh my goodness, you're taking my shoes off in front of the Thunder Girls? Jiminy Christmas, I didn't bring my odor eaters out here. Why do I feel like Frankenstein being assembled here? I think Rumble got a little something in his bison chowder this morning. I said, Rumble, I was telling him earlier, I'm fine with shots as long as they involve the hard stuff. Okay. Rumble, the blue gloves turned into Bullwinkle Moose there, it looks like. Dr. Rumble has finished. That wasn't hard at all. Ladies, thank you very much. You were my inspiration. Thank you, Rumble. Thank you. See how easy that was? That was really, really, really easy. Rumble is he's a bison of many talents, many talents.
A huge success, as you saw. In fact, over 1,100 people donated, and it was the largest single-day non-disaster related blood drive in the 34-year history of the Oklahoma Blood Institute. Well, thanks again for joining us here at our Oklahoman studio for Thunder Insider, presented by Integris Health. We'll see you again next week with more on Thunder basketball.